Hey guys, Billy here, and with another VoD review of a Mists of Tirna Scithe plus 16. This dungeon was done a couple hours ago from me posting this, and this is one of my favorite dungeons. You know, the last VoD review I did, you guys said it was helpful, but it was on Plaguefall. Personally, I do not like Plaguefall that much. I like this dungeon about 5 times more. So I'm happy to do, a VoD review on Mists. This is one of the better dungeons in Shadowlands for sure. But first pull, what you want to checklist, you want to make sure you use your potion, you want to make sure you use Mirror's Image to protect yourself from aggro, you want to make sure that you set the one caster mob on your focus. So this Harvester right there, you want to set it on your focus so you can counterspell it in while doing your Combust rotation, if you need to, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put it on my focus, I kick it in, press lust, press potion, and do my Combust, right? Phoenix Flames, Fire Blast, Flame Strikes, and all that above. Shifting power, we get a Firestorm proc, very lucky, but not bad. And of course, once your combust is over, you generally want to throw a Dragon's Breath. Just like that, and then, hey, pack's dead, right? Make sure you use Mirror's Image. Make sure you use your potion. I like lusting this first pull on Fortified because I think it creates better lust timings. I think if you lust the boss, it creates an awkward lust timing. So personally, I like lusting the first pull. I think it's better, and especially on Fortified. Our rogue goes ahead, saps this mob, lets us skip right ahead. Then they imprison and sap this, so we don't pull the mobs. We will drop this overgrown roots, this little gateway right here, picking up one of these flowers to give us the intellect buff, green one. So I recommend picking up the green one for the intellect buff. So in this pack, so now we're gonna pull the pack, right? Picking the buffs up before you pull this pack is good because it lets you recharge your cooldowns, right? So this pack, I start with 20 seconds on Combust, right? Because I want to fit in a Combust in this pack, I'm going to go and use my shifting power right there so that I can charge my Combust back. Right after that, I'm going to Combust. So that allows me to use my Combust in the pack. It fits an extra Combust into the dungeon, right? I actually got hit by a Spirit Bolt in this pack. So in hindsight, I should have set one of these as my focus and probably, kicked it correctly. Or use Dragon's Breath. But yeah, I got hit by a caster, but I did live. But that was a high enough key that could have potentially one-shot me, right? I think at the time of this video, I can't tell my item level. I think I'm either 192 or 194. One of those two. So that pack dies. Next is 2 mobs. So right here, it's a two target pull, right? But I want to try to fit in a Combust. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Fireball Pyro. I got knocked up, don't make fun of me. But I'm gonna spam Fireball and Pyro. I'm gonna use my shifting power at some point here to try and get my I'm trying to rush my Combust back so that I can fit in one more Combust. So this is why in this pack I would be Pyroblasting sometimes. Get a Firestorm proc. Getting a Firestorm proc is really, really good for helping your cooldown reduction, right? So yeah, when these mobs hit 50%, they do their smash and rage, right? It's a good time to use alter time. So yeah, my Combust does come back up. I do use it. I put it on cooldown. I hit the higher health mob to make sure I put my Combust on cooldown. Sometimes I feel like if you would Combust Prideful, depending on how slow you kill the first boss, your Combust could not be up for the burn phase on the first boss. So that's why fitting in Combust at the end of here is big value. Yeah, I have a minute on Combust, pack dies, it's Prideful. I actually ended the pack with a Firestorm proc, which means I'm going to spam a bunch of Flame Strikes on the ground, just like I did right there, just so make use of my Firestorm proc in some way. Spamming Flame Strikes will leave a Flame Patch on the ground, so, it's a little bit of damage, right? It's something. Pretty much my next Combustion at this point is going to be on the first boss. If this Prideful is below 50% HP, it's probably not safe to Combust because I do believe you want to have Combust up for the burn phase, right? Okay. So looks like I did not use Alter Time here. I think my healer might have told me that we were good. But usually you want to use Alter Time, but I think we were just fine right there, so it's fine. Put the caster on my focus so that if I need to kick him, I can without swapping targets. pretty much I'm gonna put Phoenix Flames on cooldown right there. That's an example of using Phoenix Flames outside of Combust. Was that cast right there? You know, just put it on cooldown. Point. I am just killing the boss. I'm trying to make sure that I can time my Fire Blast so that I have like full charges when it's time to combust, right? That's the goal right here. So yeah, so I'm holding my Fire Blast. And this point it's gonna be time to combust. My potion's in 20 seconds, rather unfortunate, but it's okay. Pretty much standard combustor, right? I will dump all my Phoenix Flames, all of my instant class, I would dump all of those right here. What I'm gonna do after this is, we just combusted this boss, right? He's probably gonna have a decent night. We're gonna Rune of Power, Shifting Power, and then this Phoenix Flames, we're gonna spread our Ignite to this mob. So spread it back, and then we're gonna swap, and that should carry the Ignite over to this mob. I feel like that's a decent way to min-max your damage right there. You combust the boss when it's burn phase. After it's over, you try to, you want to save a Phoenix Flames, or if you have Shifting Power, you can Shifting Power Phoenix Flames back. You spread your Ignite over, right? Then, this phase usually works out so that my Combust comes up perfectly. Got 20 seconds on Combust. And, you get a Firestorm proc. That's what this weak aura is right here. It's a Firestorm proc. Legendary. So yeah, this time I should be holding my Fire Blast. I think I could have done a better job, but it is what it is. Probably should have Ice Blocked that, but it's okay. It happens. I'm far away, so I just throw a Combust, right? We need to get our damage on cooldown. I use that potion because I want to try to push the boss. I started the Combust with not full procs. So it wasn't like, the perfect standard combust, but it's okay. It's better to just put it on cooldown. I didn't start that combustion with ideal Fire Blast, ideal Phoenix Flames, but sometimes if you don't start with it, you just have to, do a quick Scorch Pyro, something to fill the void, right? So this boss, when the burn phase ended, the main boss was lower than the tree, so we just burn the boss, right? We just burn the boss every time. The secret little thing here, right, is if your tank wants to do a double pull, you can pull the pack that's over here through the wall, right? So right here, I'm going to target the mob. I'm going to spam Spell Steal. Spell Steal will taunt the mob over pretty much without it doesn't do damage, right? So doing damage, it won't get aggro. So it's good if your tank can do this, because usually you'll probably have a combust right here. Combusting 2 targets is awkward. So yeah, it's good. So I am going to combust here. I'm going to put my combust on cooldown as soon as it comes up. So it's going to come up right there, and boom, we press it. It's a Shifting Power combust, so it's going to be our big damage, right? There's a Stalker in this pack, and that's like the cats. The cats, they cast a Bite, and Fire Mages can actually Dragon's Breath it, and it's a bit helpful to your group. So if you ever Dragon's Breath the Bite cast from the Stalker, it's a good way to mitigate damage, especially if you feel like you're getting one shot or anything. Let's see. Yeah, so the pack was left. This pack has 2 Stalkers, right? I go ahead and I mark both Stalkers blue and green. We assign our rogue to stop green. I stop blue. Right there, I Dragon's Breath the blue cast. So in this pack, there's 2 Stalkers. The rogue is assigned to 1, and usually everyone else, in this case it's me and Nerf, the tank, me and the tank, are assigned to stop blue. So the next cast of blue is going to get imprisoned by the Demon Hunter. Barely got stopped, but it did. That means the next cast is mine. My combust is coming up, and I could Shifting Power for it back, but the pack is nearly dead, so I'm going to hold my combust. I would, if the pack had more HP, I could Shifting Power for a combust, but I think the pack's about to die, so I'm kind of, I'm like, I don't think I could get good value. Let's just hold for the next pack, right? We're going to hold Shifting Power as well to have like a big combust. So yeah, these mobs do a frontal. So just make sure you're dodging that, right? At the end of this pack, I'm making sure my Fire Blasts are full by the time. I have Mirror's Image up, so I'm probably going to go ahead and press Mirror's Image to prevent my aggro, just like that. Mirror's Image every time before combustions. Blink into melee. Phoenix Flames, Fire Blast, Flame Strike, a couple times, Shifting Power, the usual. You know, if you always want to try to DB at the end of combustions. I recommend doing that if you're out of like stuff at the end. It's the perfect button to press as your last global. So, so there's Prideful here, kind of spooky Prideful. We got two stacks of bursting into Prideful, but it looks like it's not gonna be that big of a deal at this point. We can check it. We have all my personals. I only have Hellstone and I only have Alter Time. These are the only ways I can keep myself alive currently. When my health is gonna get full, I'm gonna Alter Time just like that. I have Alter Time up, so if the healer does not need to heal me for the duration of it, my health is gonna be getting low here, and I'll Alter Time default right here. Boom. Alter Time, very useful. My Combust will be up right here. 1 second left on it. X pack. I do not have Mirror's Image, so that means I have to be cautious about my aggro. I do not have Mirror's Image. I can see in my bars. I do not have Mirror's Image, so I have to be very cautious. I am in melee, so I'm paying attention if I'm pulling aggro or not. Looks like, we're fine currently. We're going to do our standard Combust, of course. Team power, boom, boom. Get a Firestone proc, PogChamp. We're looking for that 30% HP target. We see the stingers below 30% HP, so we're targeting already. And it's time to Scorch, right? Time to Scorch. Meanwhile, the healer is looking. Usually in this time, the healer should be solving the puzzle. Ideally, I think it's ideal. He already solved it. He said, "Yo, it's this one we're going." So we're gonna power blink in, and this is my out of combust damage, right? We're gonna power blink in, and I'm sitting here hard casting flame strikes only. I use double fire blast to get a flame strike right there, but I'm just hard casting flame strikes. I DB because my rune of power is with the end, so it's not the best damage, and I'm making sure that I'm blinking for movement. But yeah, mobs are 30%, so we swap to Scorch. We still have hard casting because we see a Scorch target. We have DB, so we will use it just like that. I actually predicted that. I think this is a 100 cooldown pack, so we're doing less than the tank, but that's what happens, right? It's all good. But I have Mirror's Image up this pool, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and use that. I guess I did not use it. Normally you should use it. We used Lust on cooldown right here because we want to make sure it's up for the last boss. So lusting right here was not a bad decision. That's like, what I said earlier about lusting the first pull. If you lust the boss on the first boss, your lust is kind of awkward. It won't be up for I usually won't be up on pull for the last boss. But I like lusting like this in Fortified. Like you pretty much lust first boss. Not first boss. You lust the first pull. Sorry, you lust the first pull. And then you lust somewhere in this maze. In this case, it was right here. Most of the time, it could be a mini boss. Like sometimes you fight the single target mob. That's a good lust as well. So that is also good lust. But it's a RNG route, right? Like going through this maze and miss is RNG. Not much you can do. But this is a Prideful. I'm pretty sure our percent is high, so I'm assuming boss is either next or the one after. I press Mirror's Image for the damage reduction in this pack. And it's, oh, whoops. Okay. Yeah. Not sure what that was. Okay, so yeah, we're back. Yeah, just standard Prideful. It looks like my health was not, my healer had cooldown, so I think my health was fine that pack. Didn't really need to worry about it. It's time for boss. I'm gonna do my fireball opener where I press my trinket before my fireball, just like that. Press my trinket, and I'm casting fireball. And I kind of fucked this opener up. I won't lie. We all make mistakes. I think I got distracted by something. And I did fuck my opener up right here. I was in fact blessed by a Firestone proc, which hey. We're not complaining, right? So in this, my nameplates are weird, so I like to press Alt Z. I noticed all of them have circle. I call it to my group, yo, no circle. That's the way the maze works, or this boss works, right? I see that. I press Alt Z to hide my UI. because my nameplates are kind of weird with it. And it makes it easier for me to see. Just make sure if you like, I do that, right? But I always have to make sure that when I do that, I don't, for example, like I don't see this ability right here. The arrows. I make sure to make like when I hide my UI like that, and pay attention to the boss, like he doesn't do those arrows while I'm doing that, right? I don't know why I opened my calendar right there. Interesting play by me. That was probably a power play. I wasn't sure what was going on right there. Yeah, it's going to 40%. Usually you want to try to CC that ad if possible. Yeah, so I'm hiding my UI. Pretty sure it's not filled. Yeah, not filled. So I don't want to use my combustor. I don't think it's a good combust to use on this personally. If you're combusting this, you're kind of just like, I don't know. You don't need combust to live this. I'm pretty sure your healer should not need to. Like your healer should be able to heal through this damage pretty well. Assuming you guys find it right. Okay, no, once it come out, combust. Trying to see. Yeah, this is a pretty standard boss fight, right? The boss is below 30% HP, so we're just permanently scorching the boss. We have full movement. We kind of broke the blind there with shifting power, but it's okay. I'll Nova to make up for it if I need to. Usually you want to CC those, but you know, sometimes in pugs they don't CC those, so it's fine. The last guessing game of the fight. Let's see, it's a flower. I can already see it. It's flower. I think my partner might have gotten hit by that. So rather unfortunate. It did take me out too, but thank God we're a mage. We have fucking cauterize and block. Really, really OP. I think we don't res him because the boss is like at 80k HP, right? The boss is at 6%. So like, hey, let's just hold the res. Right? I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine on this res. Yeah, we held the res, and then you know, if you died somewhere in the dungeon and you kill the boss, this is a perfect time to get a food buff right here. You want to get a food buff, but I have my food buff, so I'm fine. But if you were to try to get a food buff, now is the perfect time. So always remember that if you die in the dungeon, right? Getting this seed activates the respawn point. You know, my partner died, so I told him to get a food buff while I get the seed, right? He's getting a food buff. The hunter right there getting a food buff. He couldn't do it earlier. He couldn't do it earlier because he died, right? And we had to res him. So we're doing this. We're doing a pull where my tank. We're doing a double pull, right? There's two casters. There's Staghelm and the Staghelm. We sign a rogue to one and me and the range to the other one. That's how we do this pack. So me and the hunter are on blue, and the rogue is on. I always mirrors image, protect my aggro, standard combust, Phoenix Flames, Fire Blast, Flame Strike, shifting power, etc. I think we actually overlapped our kick right there, but it's fine. Because I think a rogue can solo one. I couldn't be mistaken. Yeah, we get a Firestorm proc. Actually, quite lucky Firestorm proc right there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think our hunter binding shot right there. So if you're playing with the hunter and they're not playing binding shot, I think you want to tell them to play binding shot because that's it's really really good, especially for flame patch. It keeps mobs in the flame patch. So I'd recommend having it, right? So this next 4 pull is prideful, right? My tank tells me these 4 are prideful, and so I'm like, okay, these 4, this percent, it's prideful. My combust, my shifting power is up. Combust 20 seconds. I'm going to rush my combust back. I drop a rune with my shifting power. I kind of had to blink out of it because of mechanics, but you know, shifting power is affected by rune of power. I'm rushing my combust back so I can combust this pack and then recharge on the prideful. So I am going to combust this pack. This is a good pack to combust. No shifting power combust. We got mechanics on a rune of power. It happens. Then we're going to DB at the end. Hey, it's looking good. Our damage, we put on combust on cooldown, right? We're putting combust on cooldown. It's good. And next is prideful. We're gonna single target prideful down. It's gonna help recharge our combust. Okay. Yeah, it's prideful, kind of painful. I'm asking my healer if I need to use Mirror's Image or not. I think he says we're fine, so I do not use Mirror's Image. I would like to hold it for. I like to hold Mirror's Image for aggro because it can kind of, that can kind of indirectly increase your damage, right? So I like to hold it for aggro. Yeah, just like just a simple single target, right? Like trying to just farm our combustion back right here with kindling, of course, right? So the way we did this pack right here is we CC'd one of these birds. These birds are kind of deadly, so we want to do one at a time. Our combust is up in 9 seconds, so we're gonna go let it rip as soon as it comes up. Our hunter's popping cooldowns. Okay, our combust comes up, we're going in, right? My shifting power is up, so I will go ahead and use that. See. Yeah, so we killed that one bird. We pull in the other one. And yeah. This bird puts a poison debuff, which is really insane. These mobs are actually really hard. Like if you don't have, especially if you don't have a poison spell, these mobs are really, really hard without a poison spell. So at this point, we're doing a double pull. We do not have combustion. We have 20 seconds on combust, 40 seconds, sorry, excuse me, 20 seconds on shifting power, around 35 seconds on combust. We're probably going to use shifting power on cooldown here to force our combust back as soon as shifting power comes up. That is the goal right now. I got a lucky flame strike proc, actually, that's actually a crazy proc I got right there. Not gonna lie. So my shifting power in 2 seconds, so we're gonna go in. I'm gonna Rune of Power and use it, because remember, Rune of Power buffs shifting power. I got hit, rather unfortunate. If I didn't get hit, I would actually already be combusting. So that's a mistake on my part, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and combust. My combust does come up, so we do combust. Put it on cooldown, of course. I got a proc at this. Is an insane proc at the end right there. And yeah, tanks kiting. We're just the mobs are below 30. We scorch fire blast, flame strike. That's how you play Shadowlands. I think this is Prideful. Yeah, this is for sure Prideful, right? This is Prideful. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is Prideful. We're gonna, we're gonna charge our combustion back. That is the goal here. Next pull is boss, and then we're done with the dungeon, right? So this is the last Prideful. We do have potion. Our potion comes up, right? Potion down there comes up. So we're gonna use our potion on our first combustion with Prideful, Lust, everything, right? It's gonna be a big opener, right? Combust in 20 seconds. This is what I'm saying. See how we're 22 minutes into the key? If we held our Lust, I think you would not have Lust on pull for this boss. So I think in Fortified, it's really good to Lust the first pull, like I said earlier, right? Lusting the first pull, very good for the Lust timings in Fortified. Yeah, this pull, I'm gonna, I'm gonna pop my potion, pop my trinket, and then do my fireball. My fireball, die with double fire blast opener with Lust, right? I pop my trinket, pop potion, pop everything, double fire blast opener. And then yeah, standard opener. After combust, of course, Rune of Power, shifting power, just like this. I get a mind link, so I have to blink away. Kind of had to blink out of my rune, but I'm trying to creep back into it. But it looks like I'm kind of playing it safe. Looks like I played it safe right there. But let's see. Yeah, this is just a standard single target boss. Looks like my inky black potion has faded. And yeah, these ads, they actually fixate one person. And this rogue, they're fixating our rogue. I think we drop a grip. Yeah, our demon hunter gripped it. I know as soon as I see the grip, just to help out the just to help out the the grouping of the ads. I used Alter Time right there. The Honest to Consumption, I used Alter Time, so I'm going to go back, I have full HP, and then Combust. This is just a pretty much standard Combust. I'm kind of far away, which sucks, but it's not much you can do about it. Ads come out. They're fixated on our healer, not me. Luckily, they're not fixated on me. What I should have done here is I should be blinking the shifting power of these ads. Yeah, I tried to do right here. I tried to shift as soon as I set these ads up. I should be trying to shifting power them, just for like, you know, it does good single target and it also does cleave, right? So it's like it's a good way for fire mages to cleave is using shifting power. Yeah, this boss is almost dead. Our healer gets a mind link, so we use our Night Fae blink this time to get away. If you ever run out of normal mage blinks, the Night Fae blink, if you are a Night Fae, very good blink. Just like that. 16 miss. I got the little flower hat. I got the neck. Not bad. And honestly, no, I didn't get it. Wait, did I? No, I don't even remember. But you know, 6.7k overall. Not bad. This is one of my favorite dungeons personally. So I was very happy to you know, do this one. So hopefully this is helpful. If this was helpful, let me know down below. And you know, thank you for watching. In the future, I plan to do this for, you know, other specs like arcane and maybe frost. We'll see. Now, depending on how the tuning goes, we'll see, right? But arcane for sure. Frost will also come eventually, right? So, you know, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching.